Hey guys, what is good? Welcome back to a brand new video and of course a brand new review. Now, today the pair of shoes that I'm bringing to you shouldn't even really be called a pair of shoes. It's a piece of artwork. This is an incredibly detailed and interesting pair of shoes, and I'm just getting so excited to get into it, so let's just do that. Today we're taking a look at the Nike Air Force 1 Peaceminusone G-Dragon Paranoise. I think that's all of it. Here is the box. So this kind of looks like maybe something you've seen before. Oh wait, no, yeah, that's completely different. Oh yeah, you're getting a special box, and this kind of print here is a huge element of the shoe, but of course we'll get into that. So yeah, you get that print on both sides, and on the top and the underneath you just get kind of that regular black Nike print. So I'll show you a quick little look at the size tag. Of course, this is kind of one of those tray boxes, so you just pull it open. You get some special paper. I'll give you a little look at the special paper. There you go. Whew. Jeez, man. The Nike Air Force 1 Peaceminusone. I feel honored to have my hands on these, honestly. I feel pretty damn blessed. So you may be a little bit confused. This goes by multiple different names. So essentially Peaceminusone is the brand, G-Dragon is the designer, and the Paranoise is the model. So you can kind of call it whatever you want. The Peaceminusone Air Force 1, the G-Dragon, the Paranoise, it's all the same thing. Now this colorway is the 2.0. So originally there was a kind of black one. It was basically black with a white swoosh. Of course, it's got the very interesting details and why it's such a crazy pair of shoes, but we'll get into that, of course. There's so many interesting details and interesting elements about this shoe that I gotta tell you, but of course, let's just get into the basics. So these did release on the 25th of November, and they retail for £170 here in the UK or $200 out in the US. Of course, that retail price is a massive departure from the regular 90 bucks you're probably familiar with paying for a regular Air Force 1, but this and a regular Air Force 1, there's really no comparison. This seemingly basic all-white Air Force 1 seems pretty simple until you start to notice that the top layer, or this kind of white color that you see on the upper, cracks and scratches away to reveal a super interesting print underneath. Essentially, that's exactly what this print is on the box. That is what you kind of crack and scratch away to reveal underneath this pair of Air Force 1. It can be a very simple shoe, and it can also be an incredibly detailed, very interesting pair of shoe. One thing to note is that Nike mentioned on their website about this shoe that this upper kind of cracks and peels away. It just kind of wears away over time. However, you'll notice pretty quickly once you get this pair in hands that it's not an over time thing. I mean, this one literally came out of the box already cracked And even on this one, it's kind of even chipping away just in that corner there. There's already a chip, and I've never even stepped in these. That's gonna peel and crack pretty damn quick. That's obviously not such a bad thing, as I definitely believe that the underneath is why you're getting this shoe, and definitely looks a lot better than just the plain white version. But just for anybody who's expecting to kind of wear them like this, it's definitely not going to stay this pristine. It's going to start cracking, it's going to start peeling off, and you're going to reveal the underneath, which I believe is its intended purpose. If we start down at the midsole and of course the outsole, it's pretty much just a regular Air Force 1, except of course these very detailed paint scratches or stripes that they've painted on. So you can see you've got one going across the midsole just on the lateral side, and of course the medial, you've got a little line drawn on the back. And if you look to the underneath, it looks even crazier. It looks like they just put it down in some paint and moved it along like that. The Nike swoosh is leather and it comes in a black color. And if we look round to the laces, that is another thing that's kind of different. These come in something that's kind of like 4 times the regular size of a pair of Air Force 1 laces. They are flat and of course they are black. The tongue is a really nice soft leather feeling material, and right in the center there where you normally find Nike branding, you have the Peaceminusone logo, which is kind of like this flower, which is really embroidered into that tongue. I mean, very thick and very nice embroidery along that detail. I do really like it. As for the sockliner, it's pretty much exactly the same as you would expect for a regular Air Force 1. However, you do have this little Peaceminusone logo on the kind of corner just inside. That little Peaceminusone paint on the inside of the sockliner, along with this tag, really makes the shoe have this kind of sample vibe to it. Because as you know, if you've ever seen a sample pair of shoes, they come with a slightly larger tag, kind of like this, and they have the words kind of sample on the sockliner. If I show you these top 2 eyelets that you get on the shoe, these are slightly larger than you'd probably have seen on a regular pair of shoes, and that's because they are made for these little accessories that you get with the pair of shoes. They're kind of like little pins that kind of fit into the little eyelet, and it's kind of, I think it looks like a peace logo, and then the other one is of course the little flower logo from Peaceminusone. So it's just a little extra interesting detail that you can stick those in at the top. Insoles are also really cool, having that same kind of graffiti print. So if you look at this design, this is what you can expect from each of the pairs of shoes. I believe that they will both be different from the left to the right, and this kind of insole represents the design that you would get when you scratch off that white paint. Now, I would love nothing more than to get straight to work scratching off all of the paint on this shoe, but unfortunately this is not a personal pair, so I won't be doing any of that. But of course, anybody who does get these in hand, you guys are gonna have a lot of fun peeling off that paint, because it just looks like something that needs to be done. Paying the resale on this is gonna be a pretty hard pill to swallow. However, you know, if this is something that you're a true fan of and you really do appreciate it, or if you're just someone who has a wad of cash waiting to burn, then yeah, this is definitely worth it. But other than that, hopefully you guys got it for retail. Either way, let me know what you think about this pair of sneakers. No, I'm not gonna say the goddamn name of this again. But either way, that pretty much wraps it up for the video. Thank you guys so much for coming through, hanging out with me for yet again another video. Liking, commenting, and of course subscribing. I'll catch each and every one of you in the next one. But until then.